Part 3. You will hear two students discussing an evaluation of a peer mentoring program with their tutor. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25.
Let us begin with the result you highlighted in your outline. You found that 84% of first-year students who joined the mentoring program returned for their second year, compared with 76% of students who did not join. What do you think that difference tells us?
It suggests that the program may be helping. 8 percentage points is not trivial, especially because the university wants to improve retention.
I agree it is worth investigating, but the raw comparison has a serious limitation. Students who volunteered for mentoring, they may already have been more organised or more willing to ask for support than students who did not sign up.
Good. That is the first issue I wanted you to identify. The main weakness is self-selection, not a missing tutor record or a difference in modules. Lena, how could you make the comparison more credible without pretending that this was a randomised trial?
We could match participants with non-participants who had similar entry profiles. I would start with prior grades and whether they were commuting or living on campus. That would not eliminate every difference, but it would reduce some obvious imbalance between the groups.
Yes. Matching is useful when you cannot allocate students randomly. Be precise, though. It balances observed characteristics. It does not solve the problem of unmeasured motivation.
I also think we need a better measure of exposure. At present, the database shows who registered, but not how much mentoring they actually received. A student who attended one meeting is treated like someone who met a mentor every fortnight.
Exactly. What should you record?
The number of mentoring meetings for each student. We can then see whether frequent participation is associated with a different outcome from minimal attendance.
That is essential. Now, you also completed interviews. What concerns you about the first sample?
We interviewed 12 participants who were easy to contact. They gave detailed positive comments about belonging and confidence.
But ease of contact is not a neutral sampling method. The sample may overrepresent engaged students. Those who stopped attending could have had a less favourable experience, so their absence matters.
So our conclusion should stay cautious. We can report an association between mentoring and retention, then explain the limits of the design.
Correct. Do not describe the 8-point difference as proof of impact.
Before you hear the rest of Part 3, you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 26 to 30.
Let us turn your ideas into a revised plan. Lena, what will you do about the comparison groups?
I will match students by entry grades first. We can add commuting status as a secondary variable if the records are reliable enough.
For program exposure, I will request the attendance sheets and record meeting frequency. I would rather use the actual number of meetings than a simple yes or no registration category.
Good. For the interviews, do not remove them. They help explain mechanisms that the administrative data cannot capture. Instead, interview some students who stopped attending. That should give you a less selective account of the program.
There's another complication. Some mentors met students face-to-face, while others used video calls. Should we combine those meetings?
My instinct is yes. They were all part of the same scheme, and dividing the sample will make the group smaller.
I am not convinced. Online meetings may be easier to schedule, but less useful for building a sense of connection. If we merge everything, we could hide a meaningful difference.
Lena is right to flag it. Separate online and in-person meetings in the descriptive analysis. You do not need to make a causal claim about the format, but you should not assume that the delivery modes are interchangeable.
What about a survey at the end of the first semester? It could ask about belonging, academic confidence, and whether students know where to seek support.
Keep a short survey, but avoid treating it as the main outcome. Your primary result is retention. Also, add a follow-up after the second semester. A program can produce early enthusiasm without changing longer-term persistence. Your revised study will be stronger because it combines matched administrative data, meeting records, and interviews with a more balanced sample.
That gives us a clear structure for the presentation.
Good. Send me the revised analysis plan by Friday.
That is the end of part 3. Now turn to part 4.